Good night. Welcome again. Welcome to another Sports Frenzy stream. And as you know, I'm the founder with me tonight. I have Demo and I have Kims. And we're here tonight to discuss some EPL action that took place over the weekend. And we're also going to look forward to the Champions League, which is going to resume tomorrow. But what better way to start it than start with the Liverpool man? Well, first and foremost, how are you doing, gentlemen?
Good, we're good.
Okay, so Dimo, I'm sure that you're on a high now because 5 piece without any fries and your boy Bobby Firmino with an hat trick. Sadio Mane getting his 100 Premier League goal. Mohamed Salah, what he did? Past star tied with Drogba now for the most goals by an African in the Premier League. So it's currently on 104. So a lot of stats there for you. But overall, what do you make of your guys' performance?
Good night, everybody. Big up everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel. I know you want to talk about stats and all of these things, but I want to talk about again my hashtag Salah. I'm sorry, say man is man of the year. Salah is easily the best player in the world right now, and I can't believe there's still debates about that. Anyway, Liverpool, I mean, I guess all of us here predicted that Liverpool would have won the game. And remember, if you write down, everybody won.
My name's Man didn't.
I think man said it would be that upset or something like
I
that.
think if memory serves me correct, I believe he predicted a 12 draw.
Okay. That,
No court.
yeah, that's supposed to be the way himself for call it the worst pick of the week or whatever.
Yeah, man, he's supposed to have it.
Yeah, so Liverpool came out. We were dominant. I don't know. I think for probably about 10 minutes, Watford tried to play some football, but as soon as we started to ramp up the pressure on them, they just started to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and Liverpool just had their way. I have never seen a more dominant performance from right back for a long while. Trent was, I don't know, he was just doing everything. I think he made, I mean, you never see him get no one bag of assists or all of that stuff, but his passing was sublime on the day. He was just, his corners and everything was just spot on from him coming back in the team. You know, love hype up this Sar brother. And for me, like I say, you see him both in boots. He wasn't he wasn't that great. I think he got away once, but he was offside, and that's all I can remember from him. But Mohamed Salah, he has just completely changed his game. I know Salah get assists before, but some of the times it never looked deliberate. Him just pass because him did have a pass and there was no reason for pass. But this season, he's deliberately looking to pass. And that pass with the outside in boot for fine money, that was exquisite. And some people think that he didn't have that in his locker because, you know, him not really that, what do you call it? Finesseful, if there is such a word. And that was a brilliant pass. Mane got on it, big goal. And then it was just the Bobby show. And I told you guys that for Liverpool, you have two options. You can play Jota, he will give you a goal and, you know, last. But you play Firmino and you have Liverpool system. And once Firmino starts getting the box more, he's going to get a lot of goals. All of those goals were like tap-ins. You know what I mean? And oh, mean so. Yeah. And he got a lot of tapping goals, and it's because he was making runs in the box. A lot of the times, Firmino just always play deep, and him stay out at the edge of the box. And obviously, Salah and Mane get the goals, but he was making those runs in the box, and he got his full reward. He got his hat-trick, and he was just completely dominant. On the day, completely dominant. I'm so proud of Nico for getting that assist. He came on. He played 3 minutes and he has one assist. I don't know how many games Sancho has played, but he's yet to register assist or a goal. Just saying. And then that goal, I don't think it's better than the Manchester City one because he's done it to Watford before and he's done it to Tottenham. But Mohamed Salah, yeah, man, give him respect and stop sleep on the man. So Liverpool 5, light work, and we're looking good at the start of the season.
All right, Kems. Now you look at this fella. Claudio Ranieri spoke about him to length on the show. I said that one thing is going to happen is that he's going to be sacked at some point. How long are you giving him to get the S?
Um, I mean, I'm not sure. I have to look at the run of fixtures. I mean, they play. Y'all were the ones who were on this talking about, oh, it's gonna be a tough game, always tough between the, and I tell you that, come like it could have new coach, new star. It doesn't matter who it is. Like when I go up against Liverpool, who Liverpool in some really good form right now. Salah, some really good form. There's no competition at all. And I didn't pick 5-0, but I said it would have been a dominant performance. But with that being said, I'm not sure. I think let me tell you, I think he's going to last out the season at least because I think he's going to keep Watford up. I
No,
think he's
boss.
going to keep Watford up,
No.
so he can last out the season.
Kems, we have a stop right there, so Kems. At best,
Okay.
Claudio Ranieri is going to last until February. That's the
No,
longest I'm giving him.
no. Why is it that your prediction is better than mine? Tell me.
Because your prediction hasn't proven to be fruitful since quite a long while now. You expect
I,
Norwich to stay up. You expect
but
Watford to
but
stay
none
up,
of,
and I'm
but
picking so
none of those things are final as yet. None of those
boss
things are
man,
final.
boss man.
And when I drop the gun, but see, Norwich get another result. Baby steps. When I drop the gun, it's okay. But I think he's going to last the season because I think Watford is going to stay.
Okay. All right, another team that you expect to stay because I'm going to. Well, the next team that you expect to go down, I'm just going to stick with you on this one. Since as you just drew for that Norwich get another point, Southampton they finally got a victory and they're now on 3 points. They now got a 3 points, and with that being said, you still have them going down because they beat Leeds and boy, as I said, you expect Leeds to go down.
All
So
right.
this wasn't a good result for Leeds. What do you have to say about that one?
Um, I remember I said it. I said it that Leeds is a team right now. Last season it was Bamford, right? But this season it seemed to be Rafinha. And from Rafinha was missing. I tell you, I said this man is the engine. With no engine, the car can't drive. And you see, the car stuck all game. Um, obviously Leeds got chances, but they didn't make use of those particular chances. But Southampton won the game. Um, lucky for them, but I still have them and Leeds going down. Leeds just don't look as crisp. When Rafinha is there, you can see that there is talent there and so. But the standard that they set last season, coming into this season, we haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen a game yet where I say, yes, these are the Leeds. I haven't seen that as yet. So, that is the reason for having them going down. And even without Rafinha, because Southampton were missing players as well, I think if Leeds were really serious about staying up in the league, they should have definitely grabbed some points from this. So,
Yeah, I agree.
the good points for Southampton, but both of them going down, both of them.
You're wilding, man. I'm so happily waiting on that chum change from you. but let's look forward to another game now where we saw Norwich taking on Brighton. Norwich 2 draws on the trot, and they have done themselves justice so far because most of us expected that Brighton would have probably gotten the victory over them. But I'm just going to stray away from that for a minute. Dima, I saw a report where you know that Brandon Williams from Manchester United and Billy Gilmore from Chelsea is at the club on loan. Now the coach is saying that both players haven't been showing much in training and expect to start games. He's saying that if you look at United and you look at Chelsea, both these teams wouldn't want their players to get like catering services. These two teams want these players to work hard for their spot. So he said that since they came in, initially, yeah, they were working, but after a while, it's like they stop work. And he's saying can't work with that because they need players out there that can give them points. And a team like Norwich, you know that they have to fight for every single point that they can
Yeah.
get. So what you have to say about that?
Listen, those teams fighting relegation always need players that's going to fight for the club and put in the all and the efforts in tracking back and pressing when they're pressing and all of that. And for me, I didn't take Brandon Williams and Gilmore for those kind of players who don't work because for Chelsea they work obviously because it's a bigger club and they want to make it into the first team. But when they go down to the lower level, they think, oh, they're bigger than Norwich. They probably don't have to work as hard. And maybe the quality, to be fair, is better than a lot of the Norwich players. But you have to work and you have to scrap. And so if the coach decides you're not scrapping, then I mean, if him go on Bielsa team, are probably the same thing. They would have to work if
Same
they
thing.
want if they want to make the team. You know what I mean? So he's demanding high standards for his team, and of course he's right. If they're doing that, he's right. I mean, me rate Billy Gilmore highly, not so much Brandon Williams, but me rate Billy Gilmore highly, and I think that his quality would have been a big asset for Norwich. If he's not working hard enough for the team, then the coach have all right.
True. But again, we go back to another thing. People thought that Brighton without Bissouma would have probably been awful, probably play worse. But it seems like because of the system that this coach has in place, the formation and all of that, it seems like whenever a player get benched, it's like nobody's missing. Because whenever anybody comes to take that player place, it seems like nobody is missing it, as I said. And if you look at Bissouma, Bissouma was on the bench for that game. However, probably because of the issue that is surrounding that, he's probably giving him time before he actually put him back into the mixer. With that being said, do you think that this coach is a coach that we should really take serious as one of the better coaches? Like, you know, you have Pep and Klopp at the top of the top, and probably Tuchel right under there. But where would you rank Graham Potter as a coach?
Uh top five, top five easily. I
Wow.
mean, um, with the Brighton coach Houghton, that was his name,
Chris
the
Hughton?
Chris Houghton. If you
Mm.
look at where Brighton were under Chris Houghton to what Brighton are playing right now under Graham Potter, chalk to cheese, boss. Just the style of play where the man implement, they're playing excellent football, and it's not just this season. Like this started a couple seasons back. You know, they found the identity. A lot of teams can't say the same. Even top teams can't say the same that they have an identity. Manchester United, but you know, he found the identity and he's making them play and he's competing with the best teams in the world. Now, you can say you have other people who have pedigree, which he probably doesn't have, but Graham Potter is a top five coach in the league right now for me. And I mean, I think we can debate anybody on that.
All right, boss. Kems, here's Dwight Stevenson saying that Kems, you have leads going down. How much you want to bet on that one?
The thing is, all right, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? You see, if I don't know you, I'm not gonna pay you. I have to know you. Things if I lose, things if I did win, you would have paid me because you don't know me. So if you want to give somebody who may know the money, then we can work it out that way. But apart from that, they may not entertain the bet.
You're Shemika Jackson saying that he's a good coach, but a style of play is great. I think we all agree on that. But Kems, another man in the comment section saying that they need to hold these people at ransom. So Pepe Paul is saying that Kems, please lobby for payments for wrong predictions. Make the man them take it serious. And I think that is made in reference to the NFL show. So ensure
That's
that you
yes,
have a
Saturday, definitely Saturday. You know, I have all the predictions down. So Saturday we'll start our collection, our offering. You know.
all right, say no more, boss. But to stick with you, Kem, so we saw Aston Villa taking on Wolves and Aston Villa took a 2-0 lead. Then quickly afterwards, they let that slip. Wolves got a 3-2 victory with a deflected shot by Ruben Neves at the end to win it. What do you have to say about that one?
Well, I picked Wolves to win. A lot of other persons didn't. So kudos to me. But what I think happened is that, and I mean, I think it's part of human nature, professional nature. When you're in a comfortable place, then you get comfortable. Aston Villa up 2-0, they're not pressing as hard as they were pressing in order to get that 2-0. You know, and then obviously they didn't have a Leon Bailey coming on for, you know, they make a team. And one thing I noticed with Wolves, even when I don't remember which game they were playing this season, but one thing with Wolves, when they're down 2-0, 3-0, it's not like, oh, all right, give up, can't bother. You know, they're still pressing, they're still running their sets, they're still doing everything to get back into the game because, you know, if you know anything about football, you just need one goal. You know, once you get one goal, they can get two. Once they get two, then they believe they can get three. and that is the same thing that happened with Wolves. And fortunately, I placed a little wager on it, and when a little thing off it. So thank you, Mr. Neves. But Aston Villa, this has been something that has been plaguing Aston Villa. If they're not missing chances, they don't know how to close. Even when they played against, even when
Go
they
ahead.
played against, even when they played against Manchester United, right? If United was any good, we could have, but we weren't as hungry. We never had the desire as Wolves had, to grab the 3 points and so. So, good for Wolves, and just glad that they're finally getting the points now because the fixtures and the results were hard done to them at the start of the season, but now we see them getting those points.
All right, next up was Man City taking on Burnley, and as expected, they won, but it wasn't the sort of dominant performance that you had expected, like in terms of the scoreline, because not normal when Man City see Burnley, then smile. You can expect five majority of times, but this time around, and Kem said it too before he predicted. Kem said that he don't expect to see five this time. He expect to see at most three. Well, they were one shot, but yeah, they got a 2-0 victory, and they put themselves right in amongst the top two teams that have been playing well so far. So Demo, with that being said, do you think that Man City are running into form at the right time?
I mean, yeah, you see the thing about this Manchester City team and under Pep Guardiola, City is probably one of two teams, them and Liverpool, but can go on a 15-game unbeaten run. Like them would just win and win and win. I'm not talking about draws, a 15-game winning run. I think Manchester City is a team that can do that. And so worry when City lose 2 and 3 games early up in the league, because I know that they're a team, they're full of quality and they can go on long stretches without losing a game. And in that game against Burnley, I believe that Burnley had the clear-cut chances. City goal them 2 scrappy goals. I mean, there was a shot that Nick Pope saved and Bernardo Silva turned it in, and then Kevin De Bruyne, he pop up after a tackle and then he put it in as well. I thought Burnley had the clearer chances.
Thinking about it, good point, Demon, because didn't Chris Wood got basically a 1v1?
And Corny. And they had Zach Stefan in goal making saves. Like, they had the clearer chances to me. So, I mean, City is just, I guess, the superior team, and they took the chances and they got the job done. So, yeah, they're right up there with the title challengers. But like I say, I think Chelsea will win the league.
All right, Kems, I know that you have been waiting for this moment from over the weekend. Now's the time that you're good. Huh?
Which moment we're talking about?
Come on, boss. I can't wait until I finish doing the introduction. I'm talking about the teaching that the school teacher got from the headmaster. Brendan Rodgers schooling his student, polygonal section. 4-2. What you have to say about that? Before you go on, I just want to point out that I said it to these gentlemen on the show that United unbeaten run is going to fall at some point. They are due on away loss, and here it was. It was one of the worst performance I know from when I was concerned, from I saw the starting 11. There's no way on earth you're going to select Harry Maguire in that team. Number one, he's just coming back from injury. Number two, from that man came to United, he has always swapped shirts whenever he's playing against Leicester. That man plays for Leicester whenever United see him. And this leads me back to think some things about this coach. Number one, I remember when he put Dean Henderson in the goal against Sheffield United. I will remember what happened. Maguire, this is not the first he's doing this against Leicester. So I'm saying that, don't you think that this plays on his mind somewhat psychologically? So why are you going to force the man to play this game? And then in the midfield, as I always say, whenever I see Matic, I just scratch my head. I don't like Fred and I don't like seeing Matic either. So, but shambolic at best. And what you have to say about that, Kems?
All right. So first of all let us honest. Like, if you are a professional, you're the captain of the team. No, I don't want to hear say when you play against Leicester. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I bet we'll get rid of the player if that's the team. If your argument is okay, I'm just come from injury, no problem. I can deal with that. But I don't want to hear about, oh well, this player, he just did this and he just did that. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that about Harry Maguire, right? All right. So about Matic, right? Matic, I can't blame the coach for this game, right? Because 3 of the goals clearly Harry Maguire. You know, I was asking you earlier if you could have put up the video because I really wanted to show the video and you show Harry Maguire do. The first goal, I don't know what he must have wait for Jesus come or what. I don't know what he was waiting for, just standing up there. Man, just take with the ball and just pass it to Umberman and just put it in the right. But I just think the players just weren't ready. I actually like the starting lineup minus Harry Maguire. The players just went up to the task. Leicester was winning every 50-50 ball. Leicester looked more hungry. Leicester looked more crisp passing. It looked like say we were still on international. But the players were resting, seemed like they were still resting at home. One thing I didn't like though is when he took off Matic and then put on Scott McTominay. I didn't get that substitution right this because at that point in time there's really nothing to quote unquote pivot at that point in time for me. But I can't blame the coach this time.
You're
Cristiano,
kidding.
no, I can't blame him.
All
Can't
right,
blame
Kim,
him.
let me point out some things that you haven't pointed out. Did you saw Manchester United doing any sort of pressing in that game?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Well,
Yes or
no,
no?
hold on, no, hold on, no. You have like a question because look,
Uh-huh.
Ronaldo up top, and from me see Ronaldo coming to this team, I don't see that man press from now till I
Wait,
don't
Ronaldo play?
exactly like I think Ronaldo. I think I feel this is my thing. If you know anything about football, I feel job to start the press. I don't see Ronaldo do that. So, like, there are certain things I believe that. All right, all is a bad. He's not a good coach. We know that he's not a good coach at all. But I believe, as Manchester United fans, we go to that too easily. Oh, we lose. And the coach bad. Oh God, the coach did this. But I think now is the time where we have to look at the individual players. Like we have one of the most expensive squad, if not the most expensive. You know, we have players of high quality, high caliber. When these players go elsewhere, I don't know what happened. They are playing quality, great football. We just watch Pogba win trophy with France, playing exceptionally well. Him come back to Manchester United, last. It come like something in the Manchester United. Like I don't really know what's going on, but I just believe that we have to hold these players accountable. No player, we not see no player. Only De Gea, we see make some really good saves, and you know, and some of them are pretty good. He might the only person would I say, but everybody else, you know, we're just terrible. I'm telling about Bruno. Tell about Bruno say, you know, a time for Bruno. You see, just like him can put this money up on the bench and Bruno time now for just watch the ball game. We just think a time for Bruno to sit down and just watch the ball game and see it to play and see how him can ingratiate himself. Who else? Greenwood. We never get the Greenwood substitution. Because Greenwood was one of the only man that really pose a danger. I don't know if him afraid of Ronaldo, because Ronaldo should have gone. Ronaldo, him should have come off, but it look like him afraid of Ronaldo or something in the contract say him only can get substituted when him want to get substituted. I'm not really sure. But I'm not gonna blame the coach for this. Like I watched the whole game and the players were just way below average. You know, I was wondering if it was Norwich a play or Manchester United.
Kems,
It was
all right? The players were below average, right? Cool.
way below.
What
Yes.
did the coach do?
What did he do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what him do.
For
I don't
instance,
know.
you look at a man like a Pep, a Club, and a Tuchel. When a player is on the pitch and they're not performing up to scratch, like you know, say you have some will look worse than some. So the worst of the lot. What does men generally do?
All right. Let's see who were. We're gonna break it down by your standard. So who are the worst players on the pitch? All right.
What are the worst players?
Maguire, right? Maguire,
Long time.
Ronaldo, right?
Long
Would you
time.
agree? All right, that's a two.
Your favorite player?
All right, Pogba, right?
Of course, he was one of the worst.
All right, those three. Okay, but then
Bruno.
who replaced them with?
All right, first and foremost, my gosh, shouldn't start because when I selected my 11, in the United app, I selected Bayi to start because I hear the coach talk about oh, he got game on international duty. So,
You
yeah, I
know,
expected to see Bayi.
a film
Right?
style. Yeah.
If you're going to sub Pogba, yeah, you might not just the team viewer, but put on the team viewer.
All right.
Still,
I really hope Van de Beek goes, you know. I
No,
really hope the man go in January.
I
Honestly,
want him
it's
to.
ridiculous, bro.
I
It's
want
you
him
know,
to.
you know what I think with Ole now? I think he's a big manipulator. Ole will come in front of the media and tell us, say, yes, I like how Van de Beek is working. He's working so hard in training. He's doing well. You know, he'll get his chance. Next game bench. Next game bench. Next game bench. And the next game he'll come on for 2 minutes.
Then the next thing play a cup game.
It's weird though, because Ole is seen as a man manager, so it's weird how he treats some of the players because the treatment Van de Beek is getting is really unnecessary.
Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Even, okay, even say the game ago and you're going to take off Matic. If you're going to take off Matic, then put on Van de Beek. You not take off Matic and put on Scott McTominay. If you want, for go run up and down.
So no, as Manchester United fans, the games that he has played, has he been any worse than anybody else?
No.
We just ask him.
Far from.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what I think with this coach. I think that certain players have a longer run, which, okay, life I just saw it, right? But, for example, a player like Fred now. I don't think Fred better than Van de Beek any at all, no day of the week, right? But for some reason, Fred can do foolishness 10 weeks straight. Week 11, Fred in the team. Van de Beek will get 5 minutes to prove himself and misplace one pass and see Van de Beek again for the next 4 or 5 weeks. You know, so like, I don't really understand how the coach and make up and, I'm not even going to blame him, but I just think, say, the level just above him now. I'm thinking we need a better coach who can come in and who can get the team together and say, okay, this team play together. And if you have a bunch of world-class players or if you have a bunch of elite players, this coach suppose he can get them for play. Supposed to be a good problem Manchester United have. Again, if you look around the other teams, look on Chelsea. Chelsea have around 2-3 squad over there. You not see no, you not see nothing go on. You not see no Ray. Everybody have play them role, and when you not play your role, best believe you're gone from the pine, and everybody knows say there is no cement place. This the only person game will probably cement away the keeper, Mendy. You get to me? I say nobody give no cement, and once you the foolishness, you come off. But with Manchester United, you the foolishness. All right, then you just talk to the coach, hook up the coach a little bit, and I you that again.
All right, final say on this topic before I move on to the other game. As Demo said initially, I believe Ole is sabotaging Van de Beek because Everton came in for the player in the summer transfer window. He said that Van de Beek will be involved in the team at some point. Here we are, close to November. The man still is not involved. So, as for me, I just hope that he gets game time in January somewhere else because it's obvious that this coach won't give him any. Or, best case scenario, this coach just gets sacked because, as I told you guys before, I want him to lose to Atalanta come midweek, and I want him to lose to Liverpool come weekend. I'm right back where I was, and that was a Mourinho. Lose and get the sack.
Yeah, I know you said that was the last thing, but I just want to take the time out to appreciate 3 quality goals in that game. That Mason Greenwood goal, top class. That Tielemans, I all know me know if Tielemans. I know he meant it, but me never think him that they're gonna go in. And I mean, I know Vardy goal looks simple, but it's a big goal at half the volley.
The technique to the half volley.
3 quality goals, man. So big up to myself.
All right, next up was Brentford taking on Chelsea, and when you talk about unlucky, Brentford were
lucky, depending on how you look at it.
What's that?
Or lucky, depending on how you look at it.
You mean the man they were unlucky thanks to your keeper? That you have to say.
No, and I'm saying as a Chelsea fan, lucky. So it depends.
You were lucky, but Brentford as a keeper, I'm telling you guys, this team ain't no joke. And here they were again against your side, Ryan, and they did themselves some justice. Just sorry that they lost the game, but what you have to say about it because your team, yeah, they have been winning, yeah, but they haven't looked good.
You know, it's one of those losses that you get that you wonder how you lose. Because Brentford in the last 20, 25 minutes, they were totally on top. And I was wondering, oh, what caused it? Why they're on top? What is it that Chelsea not doing that Brentford is doing? But they were just totally, it's like these guys have no fear. They're playing the champions of Europe, and it's like they're playing Peterborough, one of them team where they used to beat up last season. These guys were just fearless. And if it wasn't for Mendy, obviously, if he had kept in the goal, Chelsea lose 3-1, 4-1 maybe. So it was because of Mendy. Mendy won the game, Chelsea did not. So it was a Mendy.
Kind of rough and
was the
Chilwell
difference.
still.
Huh?
Kind of rough and Chilwell.
No, I mean, he got the winning goal, but at the end of the day, Mendy got man of the match. So it goes to show that who was the real determining factor in the game, and it was Mendy who pulled off. Just the same like how you are saying, Demo, that Salah is the best player in the league or maybe the world. Mendy right now is the best informed keeper in the league.
I agree.
Hands down. And improve himself again, and it's also it is shambolic that Mendy is not in the top 30 for the Ballon d'Or.
I was just about to ask you that question in there.
And you have man like Madrid in it. Madrid wasn't really done. I wouldn't say he was awful, but he hasn't really done that much to be in the top 30. Mendy definitely should have been one of those people in the top 30.
But stop taking the Ballon d'Or seriously. Like, it don't make no sense to me anymore. Popularity contest.
Precisely. And I don't know what to make of Lukaku on his sixth game on scoreless streak, because Conte came out and said that Chelsea not using him properly. Then Tuchel went and is now playing a 3-5-2 system that Conte used, and he's still not getting the goals. So it is not Tuchel's fault. It is something with the player. I don't know if he's off form. Because it's not Brentford is not a big team, as Kems would tell those against big team. So it's something more, because you're giving him the formation that he used last season to score the 20-odd league goals, and he's still not scoring the goals. He's running into offside positions and those things. So I don't know if he's off form and he'll get back into form maybe next week, next month, whatever it is. But it's something that we have to look at, because he is the main striker and he was bought to get the goals, and he's not getting the goals right now. So it's something that they need to look at. And I like how Loftus-Cheek is rebound, and he's playing very well in terms of carrying the ball, beating players, and those things. We never have that in midfield, and now we have that option, and we have Reece James coming back. So hopefully when Reece James come back, him and Lukaku can link up again, and we'll see if maybe Reece was the missing link again. So that said, lucky win.
What about your central defender and debut? Oh, no, I don't hear him mention.
Oh, I was going to talk about him and forget to know. He was good in certain patches, but then in certain patches you start seeing him leak, and he was one of the reasons why Mendy was overworked. But he had some good interceptions, some good play, and then he had some lapse moments. So it was like maybe a 6 out of 10 for me in terms of, and I'm being very generous there by saying 6. So
listen, Ryan, of all the centre backs you have seen this season for your team, otherwise one probably Rudiger, who would you say has been the second best?
Christensen.
Easily.
I disagree though.
Oh yes, sir. Chalobah.
You're joking, bro. Christensen has been the most improved defender.
You see, what the thing with Christensen? You see Christensen when he make a mistake, but when he don't make a mistake, you don't see him. Because he just calm, composed, him go about him job and just do him thing. My ideal back three would be Rudiger, Christensen, and Silva.
Okay.
Chalobah is the fourth option. But I also like Chalobah as a player, and Chalobah can play other positions as well. But Chalobah seems to be an upcoming beast, hopefully. But yeah, I would say Christensen is the second best right now, given that Rudiger plays that well in a back three. In a back four is a different story. But yeah, Sarr wasn't that great, but we
Let's
got
give it
away
to
with
him.
it.
It was a debut, man. Let's
Yeah,
give
that's
him.
what I'm saying. We're not going to kill him for that because we win. We're not going to really kill him for that. If we did lose, maybe it's a different story.
Boss, that's what champions elects do. They win games
Find a
and they
way.
grind out
Find
wins.
a way.
And you
Find a
don't
way.
have to worry about Lukaku. Lukaku will get 20 plus this season easily. Don't worry yourself.
Kems, we'll be here to say that. We'll definitely be here because that ain't happening. But next up was Everton.
Plan.
Go again.
Oh no, go on. Never.
Next up was Everton taking on West Ham. Reggae Boy and Prospect taking on a Reggae Boy. That's the Madrid taking on Mikel Antonio. Mikel Antonio team came out on top. Jared Bowen assisting Angelo Agbana. Kems, what do you say about this one?
Everton finally. Oh,
We're not hearing you. Breaking up.
hold on. Are you hearing me now? Oh,
Definitely.
Everton finally lose a game at home. Obviously, I had Everton to win because I think that West Ham for the last couple of weeks, West Ham was a bit up and down. So I thought that Everton, especially getting that result, against Manchester, I think they ride that wave, but obviously West Ham had other plans, and I think when you look at the full context of the game, I think West Ham actually deserved to win. A good win for West
Okay. All right. Next up was Newcastle taking on Tottenham. Newcastle and the new ownership, and they were celebrating early out when Callum Wilson put them in front. But here comes Hurricane. The Hurricane decided that he's going to turn up, and he did turn up. But why? The funniest part of this game was that goal by Eric Dyer. It was calamitous and it tore me up. But being an Englishman, I'm sure that Ryan is probably happy that Hurricane has finally got on the score sheet in the Premier League. What do you say about that, Ryan?
Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't really worried about Kane because I've seen it before. Kane will go off form, and the fact that Kane had 9 goals before yesterday, I wasn't really worried about Kane. Kane was just not scoring in the league, but the goals were going to come. The assists would always come. So, and one came yesterday. Well, 1 goal and assist came yesterday, and he could have got more assists, except for the fact that they missed a few chances that he was trying to give them or gave them. So I'm not really players like Kane. They will have a bad patch and then they come back. Kane is the type I've seen before in previous seasons where he's a slow starter and then in the back end of the season he just breeze past everybody and win golden boot. So it's not. I wasn't worried about him in that sense that Kane gone and he's not going to come back. And Kane is no longer world class and this and that, as some people that talk. So, and there have been some players, some people were saying that Tottenham plays better without him and all that kind of nonsense. So, he will always come back and he will always get goals and he will always go on a good run of games and pass people who are ahead of him. So, I expected him to score yesterday, and he got the goal. Kane normally does well against Newcastle for some reason.
Yeah.
And I never saw Castle win that
Guess
game.
what also? The team that they're going to play against next, he always scores against them as well.
Southampton?
I believe it's West Ham.
I know him Leicester. I think West Ham. Yes, West Ham as well. West Ham, Southampton. Yeah. Okay.
So you know what I did? As a man that is fully into fantasy football, Christy come out on my side.
So once him burst the bubble, you know what that means? It's a floodgate.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
Ryan, I have a question to ask you, right? I have a hypothetical question to ask you. Well, not really hypothetical, but hypothetical. Okay, so let's say, Ryan, you are a billionaire, right? You're a billionaire. And you take over a team, right? And you hear that a player is a star of the team. You hear that this player needs help because he might carry the load and everything. That's how you hear, right? So you as the billionaire, you decide who you want to keep and who you don't want to keep. And you see a player with this kind of numbers. 2 shots, 58% passing accuracy, the lowest on the team, all the keeper passing accuracy higher than him, right? Dispossess, 3 bad controls in the game, 6.97 out of 10. Second worst match rating received this season. Would you say, if you were the billionaire, right? Now you can tell me, would you say, would you say, boy, this is a player we need for keeper, boy? That player overrated bad man. The amount of things I hear from this player, I'm overrated bad. What would you say?
You know what I do? Assuming I'm a billionaire and I don't watch football, but I assume that most billionaire are business people. They would look and they hear that, them going to be like, okay, this look bad here, so but why is he hyped up? And then I look back at the previous numbers to see what caused people to rate him.
But what
And
if you
then
were told? What if you were told that yes, new owners going to be in the stadium. This is the game that he's going to shine. He's going to show why he's the best player. And
Just get to your point, no boss.
Hey, keep quiet. Tell us if I call me sir.
So, yeah, man. So I look at his previous numbers prior to what you're talking about to see what is the reason why he was dubbed as that type of player.
He was so awful against a team 1 year can't defend. Remember, me say Tottenham can't defend. Me say it's going to be floodgate going on. Newcastle 3-0, all of them things there. And then the best player was that disappearing act. Just like
Wait, hold on. Who helped to set up the first goal? Was the best player involved in that goal?
We are talking.
Yeah. Who played the ball in the first minute over to the right hand side for the cross to be whipped in?
The man was poor. In the
game. But
I can't just play off a 1 game or 1 5-game stretch or not like that.
No, well, Ryan,
the
reason why that was said, Ryan, you have a particular person on the panel. He came on here and he gave a long soliloquy, very, very long, to come out and show off his skills. And the new owners are going to build the team around him and all of that. So, going by that, my eyes in on this player now. And these were the numbers that this player produced. That's all I'm saying.
So how would that change the fact, say, the man want help and they might build the team to help St. Maximin?
Based on the game, Callum Wilson looked
like the one. How one game I go tell the owners that?
Callum Wilson looked like the one that wanted help. He looked like he wanted St. Maximum to come help him out in that.
Oh my gosh, bro! Like Frano says, you have an agenda, so let's move.
Kems, you can end it with a parting saying, that man is overrated.
Man, that man is grossly. I'm not saying he can't play ball, but the man is grossly overrated. And every time somebody come on this panel and come talk about this man is the best player here, son, the best player there, so this is what go make me have the agenda.
To be honest, I think he's the next Traore.
What?
Yes, that's mistake.
Yeah.
Oh,
see what I'm ready to get up in the arms. The man is overrated, boss. The man overrated.
And maybe ask you again, how is he rated for you to say he's not rated as one of the best players in the world? How is he rated for you to say it's overrated? He's rated as one of the top player for Newcastle. How is that being overrated?
No, he's rated as it should be in a top 6 team.
But he should.
Okay, there you go.
What do you mean?
You see, so this always every game when I play, I will be presenting the numbers. And anytime we can produce videos on this show, I'll be producing the videos and the bloopers for this player. Every single game. That is Levon, the man overrated is a shame, brother. Like I'm gonna hate the man, but if you tell me about a player, I'm going to key in on that player. Come
I
on,
think
sit
he's
more.
their I think he's their best player in the sense of chance creation and scoring goals, but that's
I
about
said
that's your stuff.
chance creation. I'll give him chance creation. Anything else?
So Ryan, you're actually saying that he's just a skillful Adama Traore.
Pretty much. A team like all right, put it this way. A team like Newcastle that gets new money now, right? Looking back at like Man City back in the days when they started to buy players, I think they may initially build a team around him, but the team might be built within a year or so after that. I don't think he will be the main player in the team.
Ryan, that man I get shipped out of town. Him and John Shelby.
If we can remember, if we remember when Man City was starting off their project, and they had those players that were there, and then them start move out players, even the ones that you thought were good, and they're going to build around them after a while they move them out.
I think January will see that starting at Newcastle.
I think so too.
Yep. All right. Well, the final fixture of this match weekend, we saw Arsenal taking on Crystal Palace, and Arsenal scored first through Aubameyang, but Crystal Palace rode back through Benteke and Odsonne Edouard, and he was assisted by a player that I have a lot of time for, Michael Olisa. But sadly for Vieira, it wasn't all cake day for him, because with practically the last kick of the game, here comes Krapazet with the equalizer, and he celebrated it like it was like Liverpool winning the Champions League when Klopp did the. Yeah, it was something like that. But I mean, Kems, you were just a second away from getting a perfect prediction, and Manningsman would have to be here probably tonight, just chewing on some iron, because I remember when you made the prediction, you said that this man has agenda against the team, and every night this man come, we can expect one thing from him. Predict against Arsenal, but you're very close to getting it correct. But Demo, we talked about Edward before, and he scored against Arsenal, and I remember Manningsman was one of them that was kept on beating it up on the guy, and the guy just punched one into his team.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to you,
Levon, remember when I was asking you where Olisa was born, and you said France? He was actually born in England. He went to live in France.
Yeah, to be fair to him, he was one of the better players for Crystal Palace, along with Lee. Listen, I don't know where Gallagher will end up at the end of the season, but I hope it's not Chelsea.
Oh, he's coming back to Chelsea. I heard that Tuchel wants him back.
He needs to be playing. He needs to be playing, bro. I don't remember, you remember that shot he took and the keeper saved it on the volley from the corner? The man technique just immense, and obviously he was involved in the goal. I think it was for Benteke's goal. I don't remember if it was that one.
Yeah, the first goal.
When they were on
when he nicked the ball away, yeah.
No. He nicked the ball away for the second goal. There was a foul for the first goal from Ayew. And I mean, they didn't call the foul because he won the ball first, and then it broke to Benteke, and he scored. But listen, Arsenal, I don't know, like they're celebrating the point as if they win the game. And what are Arsenal now, like 14th? Like they're saying they're unbeaten in 5 and stuff like that. Like, you're supposed to be beating Crystal Palace at home, But I thought
also without their best player.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean? And so the Edward guy, what I noticed about him though, he doesn't have a high backlift for shoot. Like, the man just lift up him foot and just keep the ball all the time. You know what I mean? So I mean, like I said, saved them and they got a point. Ramsdale had to make some good saves, even though I thought he could have done better for the second goal. It looked like he just passed straight
I think what happened, maybe Ben White was in his way, and maybe the shot just took everybody by surprise.
Probably. Yeah, like I said, because there was little or no backlift.
Because when he started to dive, the shot already gone.
Exactly. So yeah, good point. Well, disappointed for Crystal Palace. You could see Vieira really upset. He fell to his knees and a
Yeah.
holding head, because he was this close to stealing it at Arsenal. And just a football go, I guess. Arsenal lucky.
Yeah. When when I come here, when I come here and I give the stats them after my research, my stats them nice. Me give them my stats them is out and thing, and I tell them say once Pierre, whatever him last name, I can't pronounce it, but once him score against Crystal Palace, they have never won. It was today the fourth game was 3 game before, 1-L and 2 draw. So now a 1-L and 3 draw. So from me see him score, then me already know say, but I don't remember if it's Demo say it or it was Levon that said that, Crystal Palace from I think it was the first international break.
Yeah, man, I was gonna say it.
Yeah, from the international break, it's like Vieira, because remember, it was a consensus that Vieira can't coach. He can't coach, he don't know what to do. And like international break, like him get the players them and I guess get fit, implement whatever he want to implement, and it's like a total different Crystal Palace team, And what I realized with this Crystal Palace team is the same thing when we realized with Brentford. It's like they don't play their opponent. Like they have their system now and they just play their system. So no matter who the opponent be, them just have to play how them play and just live with whatever results. That's all I see. That's why I think that they could have easily win the game today. As I say, Ramsdale make a couple great saves, but I'm really vexed at Arsenal. But Arsenal they got qualified for Champions League. The man must celebrate today, and then the fans they will not even make it any better. But I wish Manningsman was here, and anytime I come back on the show, we need to bring up that game. As him tell me say the party, him tell me say party at the spine of the team. And boy, if I
Fine break today though.
I told him that Xhaka is the man.
if I that at the spine, I don't know. But anytime I come back on the show, man, this intro will bring up that game.
All right, before I move on, Ryan, I'm going to ask you and Demo and Kems this question. Now, Eze is right around the corner. They said that probably he'll be involved in the game next week, right ahead of schedule, because they said that he wouldn't be back in action until next year. But
I wasn't expecting until next year for real, yeah.
But they said he has recovered quickly and we probably see him next week, right? So take into consideration that this Crystal Palace front four of Zaha, Olise as the number 10, Eze on the right side, and Edward up top. Frightening?
It can do damage. Can do damage based on Palace level.
Decent, not frightening. Probably frightening.
Maybe I want to start Olise. I think more Gallagher than Olise is a threat.
Oh, Gallagher? No, man. Gallagher is going to play deeper alongside Milovic.
Remember, they play 4-3-3 now.
Sometimes it changed to a 4-2-3-1 at times.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's frightening for Norwich, them brother. That's not frightening for no top club.
Come on. When you talk about frightening, man, you talk about like the big guns.
It's frightening. No, that's what I said. It's at their level. At a team at their level, yes.
Yeah, man. Them book up on Arsenal free when them see them ball at them. Another team, no, not really. But yeah, when Crystal Palace and again, that team here seemed to rally around. I would did a coach team before. Was it Roy Hodgson?
Yeah.
The team definitely seemed to rally around Vieira. I mean, obviously it's a small sample size, but them seem to rally around Vieira more than Roy Hodgson. Probably because Vieira and them are playing positive football. So I guess it's easier for them relate to versus a Roy Hodgson where just want defend and probably get a little head of
No, to be fair to Hodgson still, Hodgson get them to stay up comfortably every year. Since the guy where Marinus can't coach the data. Remember again?
Yeah. But Pulis?
No man, the one where Marino the second coach. When the man Frank de Boer.
All right. Before you run, Levon, we won't forget to mention before you run 2 seconds, right? This for me, obviously I'm a Liverpool fan. But the goal that Firmino scored, the third goal of the game, they need to do something about this offside thing. Because Salah was offside. Zine, and sure he
No,
didn't touch the ball,
I
but
think
the guy went to tackle because Salah was behind him. So he might run for slide tackle and it deflect to the keeper. The keeper made the save Bobby come and tackle team. But Salah was offside. That's why the man, Salah was behind the defender. So that's why he might chase. But Salah was offside. And the pass was intended for Salah. So the
But
man
Dima,
should just
remember
offside.
the commentators was like, oh, this is going to be chalked off, and while watching it, I said, this is not going to be chalked off
But it
because
should have been.
If Mbappe goal wasn't chalked off, this cannot be.
Me not understand the ruling because it say once the man make an attempt to go play the ball, he's
No,
supposed to
I
give him
think
up.
because he was running in offside position, but the ball never physically got to him to make that play
Yeah,
because the
because the
defender
defender
cut it out.
intercept it.
Because the defender cut it out, so I guess the fact that the defender touched it, well, not I guess the rule based on what them explained last week after the
But
final.
listen what I say, Ryan. The man wouldn't have got slide for try intercept it if he didn't know say Salah offside. He could have just left
And
it
it was
next
the
time
same
ago.
and it was the same thing with Mbappe last week. Garcia pushed out him foot to stop the ball because him know Mbappe
Yeah.
there, but because him
Yeah,
get a touch to the
fair,
ball, them
fair.
claim it as a new phase, which I think is
It's a
unfair.
new phase once you touch it.
Yeah, which I think is unfair. I think a new phase should only be like if you're making a back pass and the forward offside and intercept the back pass.
Yeah.
I think if you're it's unfair to us because as a defender, no defender is taught not to go for the ball. They're
Exactly.
taught to go for the ball. So it is unfair on a defender to go for the ball to get a touch onto it and it go to a forward and him score.
Alright.
So I agree with you where that is concerned.
Okay.
Alright, boss.
Before we move on to the next
While we're talking about this Liverpool, remember about the season just start, Levon and Kems, I'm telling you that Salah and Trent world class and a lot for me.
They did?
Who laughed at
They did.
Salah? Who laughed at Salah? I didn't laugh at
I
Salah.
am sure you was on it. You and Levon was there.
How long ago was it? Let me go and check it out because everything
I think it
recorded.
have been about August.
Alright, I'm
No.
going to see if we find it.
But when I talk about Trent, I'm Mr. Trent world class and I said Salah world class.
I'm not surprised that they laugh.
I'm gonna
there.
check it
Them
out.
man don't
I just
understand
want to remind him.
I'm gonna check
especially
it.
Kings. Him not understand the sport.
But still, remember what I said in still rate Hakimi over him.
I didn't laugh at any of those things.
Well, you said Liverpool weren't gonna finish in the top 4, so I won't be surprised if you laugh. So anyway, let's go.
Alright,
You said Leicester finishing in the top 4, so hey. 6-1, right?
Alright, just want to make special mentions to these 3 Jamaicans who scored on the weekend. You have Shamar Nicholson scoring for Sporting Charlotte. You have Bobby Reed scoring for Fulham. You also had Jamal Lowe scoring for Bournemouth and dedicated the goal to David Brooks, who know what has happened to him, speedy recover. And I checked the recovery rate for that specific
Me too.
sickness that he has, and they said that
Very high.
it's
Very
cured now.
high.
So I believe he'll be back soon. And they signed up
But-
Robbie Brady as replacement. So you see that.
I never know you could live with it for 4 years without showing any signs. I don't know if you read up on that part as well.
Yeah, I saw it. Because what? All right, the thing with me, right? This is from what happened to my mother. So anytime I hear anything in regards to that thing, I ensure that I go and read. Because
Okay.
it's no joke thing. But let's move on. Now we're going to look at the UEFA Champions League, which will return tomorrow. And first up, we're going to see a bottom of the table clash between Shaktar and Sporting. I just really want the prediction for this game. So I'm going to start with Demo. How is this one going?
1-1.
Kems,
2-1 Sporting.
Ryan,
2-1 Sporting.
Demo, you're riding solo.
As usual, that's why I'm always on top.
Upward.
Next up, we'll see Club Brugge taking on Man City, and Brugge have done themselves well so far in the competition, and they are being led by, they're in second position, tied on 4 points with PSG, and they're led by a player that Liverpool is slightly interested in. Arsenal is also interested. I'm talking about Noah Lang, and he has played good for them so far this season. But
Who?
Noah Lang, but they're going to come
Oh,
against
Lang, the Dutch guy.
yeah,
Hmm.
they're going to come up against a Man City team that want to rebound from their loss to PSG. So with that in mind, going to start with Kems on this one. How is this going?
Club Brugge have, from them get the little signal they, come like them, them take out them frustration from anybody in the Champions League. But, again, as I told you before, when it comes when times for quality, and I think City will have too much quality, I think City will win 3-1.
Okay. All right, Demo, how is this going?
Actually, sorry for Simon Mini Lane goal. Manchester City will be winning 4-0.
Ryan.
3-0 City. They're going to come out.
So here's Owen Dilworth in the comment section saying that 3-2 Man City. We also have Anthony Ennis saying that I could see a draw in that game, 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Akil.
yeah, it's Akil. All
Okay.
right. Next up, we'll see Shaktar Donetsk taking on Real Madrid, and both teams, you could say, probably need a victory under their belt. Currently, Real Madrid are in second and 3 points. They're behind Sheriff who are in sixth, and then you have Shakhtar last in the group on a point, tied with Inter Milan. Shakhtar being at home, how you see this one going, Demo?
Obviously Benzema is on a hot form, and being talked about as one of the best players in the world right now. I'm expecting him to be on the score sheet. I'm going to go. I remember last season they played Shakhtar, and Shakhtar surprised them. But I don't think that this season will be the same. I think that Real Madrid will have enough. I'm going to go 2-1 Real Madrid.
Kems.
I think Real Madrid.
You're breaking up, sir.
All right. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are.
All right. So I was saying that I think Real Madrid will win. Obviously, attacking game is good, but for some reason they're leaking goals. So I definitely think that they will concede, but I think that they'll win 3-1.
Ryan.
Three of us going with the same 2-1 result for Real Madrid.
I wouldn't mind Shakhtar turn up and beat them tomorrow. Next up, we're going to see PSG taking on RB Leipzig at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Ryan, how is this one going? PSG are without the diva, that's Neymar. So with that in mind, how is this one finishing?
I'm gonna go 3-1 PSG.
Demo.
Wait, you say PSG and who?
RB.
Leipzig.
RB Leipzig. Oh, I think me here Salzburg. All right, so so here's the thing. Like, I don't know if you guys paying attention to what's happening over there in Paris. They conceding goals for them just can't keep a clean sheet, and then they end up after scrape wins in the last. Mbappe score a late winner the other day. So, and we know that Leipzig is a team that likes to attack. And I'm sorry to say, I think PSG, they're going to lose this game. I think Leipzig are going to come out and they're going to win this game 2-1.
All right, stick up in right there, Demo. When you look at PSG midfield that they're currently playing, what do you make of it? You see a man like Handa Herrera, Marco Verratti, and sometimes Idris Aguirre, and sometimes you say Danilo Pereira. That's not threatening to anybody at all in the boss, man, because all of these players are basically the same.
And they can't defend. That's
But
why they're
Levan,
conceding.
this is something we talked about already too.
Mm-hmm. Remember we spoke about it even for Italy.
Yeah, the midfield not frightening.
And
yeah, they need the steal of Gini Wijnaldum. That's why they're losing so many games. Well, fighting in so many games.
You know what's funny? Can you guys actually believe that Ander Herrera and Idris Aguirre are the leading goal scorer this season?
Huh?
A team that boasts the likes of Messi, Neymar, Mbappe,
You sure?
Icardi, and also Angel Di Maria. Check it if you don't believe.
No, man, you have to check that again. I don't
Check
believe.
it if you don't believe. Both of them combined together have scored more goals than those 4 players.
Oh, you mean them 2 goals
Oh,
together?
No, man.
what is
I think Gui has been the leading goal scorer for them. Check it.
No, I have no idea.
Check
I
it, man.
remember a 1 goal. I remember Gay score and he's a cracker from long range. That's it.
Really? You don't remember that goal against City?
Okay, well, if you say so, so.
Remember that he was the one that put City PSG ahead of City the other day. You know? So yeah, he's actually one that is leading the goal scoring for them, I believe. Kems, your prediction for this game, and I know that you're going to say PSG.
Of course, Leipzig can't set the man from score. PSG easy, like Sunday morning 3-0.
All right, boss. Next up, we're going to see Atletico Madrid taking on Liverpool, and as Dima referred to them as souped up Stoke City taking on Liverpool, who are playing some good football. And what's it now? 6 games that Salah has gone on the track that he has scored in. So I believe that if you check it, probably you'll see Mohamed Salah on the score sheet again tomorrow because Atletico is a side that has been conceding.
Nope.
Atletico hasn't been as solid as they normally would, and this season they have been leaking goals all over. So with that in mind, D-boy, see this one going.
Well, Liverpool, we don't do well against Spanish teams. It's I don't know. I don't know what is with us and Spanish teams. A lot of the times, like majority of the times, they tend to get the better of us. Atletico, it's just a bogey team for Liverpool. We just can't get over the line when it's time to get over the line. This time, I don't see changing. I don't see us winning the game there. I think this game will end in a 1-1 draw. We won't have Curtis Jones. Obviously, Fabinho is over there already with Alisson. But I think Pep will be looking to rotate. So I think Konate or one of those guys, Joe Gomez, might come in. So I think Jota might be starting that game as well. But I don't see us getting over the line to get a victory. But I don't see us losing either. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
All right. Ryan.
I'm going to be a little bit more positive than Dimo and say 2-1 for Liverpool.
Okay. Kems.
All right, so Salah won't score. I believe, obviously, I agree that I believe he's the best player in the world right now, but he won't score tomorrow, and I would have to go with a draw. I already buy the game, and I buy a draw, 1-1 draw. Atletico and Liverpool.
Okay. Next up, we'll see Inter Milan taking on Sheriff. Tiraspol, the new team in town that are leading the group at this point in time. Perfect so far. And if I'm being frank, I'm not talking about Lampard. I actually think they can upset Inter Milan tomorrow again. You know why? Inter Milan hasn't been playing well. They have been conceding goals as well, and on the weekend they lost what? Did they lose?
3-1.
Yeah, they lost 3-1 to Lazio.
That's
Where it was somewhat comical when Luis Felipe jumped on Joaquin Correa back and got a red card. It was funny, but that being said, all you guys say this one finishing. I'm going to start with Kems.
All right, so you watch games, you say the man can play some football, but again, I just always think say when it come down to these times, I think especially with Inter losing, losing 3-1, getting a bit embarrassed. I think they're definitely going to come back, and I think which better team to buck up on other than a team who is a virgin in the Champions League, right? So definitely I think that Inter Milan will go ahead and get this victory 2-1.
Ryan.
I am with Kim and that scoreline that Inter will show Real Madrid how to shoot the Sheriff.
Okay. Dimo.
I actually disagree with both of them. For one thing I've learned is to stop sleeping on the Sheriff team. So I don't think they're going to win the game though, but I think it will end in this is another draw. I'm going to go 2-2.
And I'm currently sitting on the fence, but I'm kind of leaning towards Demo side. I believe they either draw or win this game. Next up, we'll see a game that a lot of us probably expect that will be entertaining. We'll probably see some high quality football because these are two teams that they know to play attacking football. Talking about Ajax against Dortmund, and Erling Haaland is back and back with a bang, scored twice on the weekend, and
Wow.
Dortmund talisman is back. But Ajax have been in form, especially Sebastian Haller. Haller seems like he's a Champions League player right now as it stands, and I'm sure Kems will probably take him over Cristiano right now as well. But let's move on from that. Ryan, I'm looking at this game. Two teams that, as I said, you expect them to play attacking football. Ajax at home, you see them winning.
They can win, but I expect, as I said, I expect attacking football from both teams, and I expect goals from both teams. So I'm gonna go with a 2-all draw.
Well, one thing you can count on, and for the people
Goals.
that bet on football and the betting,
Goals.
Dartman is going to concede. Once Dartman is on the road, Dartman is going to concede.
Once that man is playing, that man is going to concede.
No better way to put it. But Kems, you as a gambling man, now you see this one going on. Kind of
Ah,
looking nice for a GG 2+.
yeah, definitely. I actually you know, game what we have going on. I actually picked 2-2. I actually picked the scoreline that Ryan said because I know that Dortmund is going to score, but I also know that they concede. Yeah, look at this game. If Dortmund was at home, then probably would have said Ray. But being away, I can't see Dortmund getting.
Okay. Demo.
Yeah, Haaland versus Haller. Like you can't ask for nothing more. You can't ask for nothing more. I think that it's going to be a high scoring game, as everybody said, but I think that Dortmund will nick it, and it's going to be a 3-2 affair to
Wow.
Dortmund.
Okay.
And the last game of the day, we'll see Porto were on 1 point taking on Milan, who are currently on 0. Milan are currently unbeaten in the league, but their form in Europe has a lot to be desired. Now, with that being said, going to start with Ryan again. You think that Milan can get on the score sheet, get on the points table with a win, knowing that Porto has a whole defense. And I saw them over the weekend. I believe it was Friday. It was
The
they
game
played
is
in.
the game is in Portugal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Porto beat a no-name team around 5-0 on Friday. Since then, Milan beat Hellas Verona 3-2 coming from Bayern. They were down 2-0 at halftime, and they came back through Olivier Giroud, Rafael Leao, and I don't quite remember who scored the final goal for them, but they had a comeback 3-2 victory. Now, with that being said, how you see this one going, Ryan?
Given the fact that Porto is home and Milan has been not so good in the Champions League on their return, I'm
Mhm.
gonna go with a draw. So I'm gonna go with a 1-all draw.
Okay. Demo.
But Liverpool has played both these teams, and I can tell you, AC Milan will have a field day against this Porto team. I know Liverpool are obviously have a higher standard, and we give them 5 over their Drago or whatever it want name. They try to be intimidating over there, but once you put one in the net, everything quiet though. I think with Giroud, I'm so glad Giroud didn't play against us. But once Giroud is in the AC Milan team, you're gonna get goals. And I think that AC Milan will win this game 3-1 comfortably over there at the Drago.
Okay. Kems.
I actually agree. AC Milan will win. People talking up last season the Champions League, but this season, Liverpool beat them up as per usual, and I think AC Milan will follow suit. I have it as a
Okay. Okay. Repeat, Kems. I never get the last part. Scoreline.
3-0.
Okay. All right, so that is a roundup on the predictions, and I'm going to give you all a minute and 30 seconds because there's time on end. So, starting with Ryan, your minute and 30 seconds starts now. Any topic, it doesn't matter whether it's sports related or not. Go ahead.
Well, can resume by talking about the fact that I'm glad we won the game, but we also need to find a way to be more potent in front of goals and in terms of our chance creation. And hopefully we can use the Champions League as a way to get back on track in terms of getting the goals. I'm glad that the goals are spread around the team, but we need to do better in terms of the main players to put away the chances that they get. T20 World Cup is back. Hopefully West Indies can do what they have to do to be one of the 4 teams to go to the semis. I think I hear that is 2 teams per group that make it out, and which is very tough based on our group, and we're opening with England. So it's a repeat of the 2016 final, and I think England has gotten stronger from that team that will beat. So hopefully we'll find this. They said that they're going to use Chase in the Marlon Samuels role. Hopefully he has the confidence and the aggression to play that position, because that's not an easy position to play in T20. I think finisher, for some reason, I think finisher is easier position to play than to play that type of role. That, what they call it again? Don't remember the name of it right now, but yeah, that role, you know what I mean? So it is going to be anchor, yeah. That role in T20 is a tough role.
It is harder to play because remember that you have to take a lot of things into consideration, because number one, you have to pace your innings good together, because it can't be there soaking up too much.
And you have to plan to bat out, and then you have to increase your strike rate later on and all of those things. So it's a tougher position to play.
And as I said, as a finisher, you know that it just come down.
You just come out and finish.
Yep.
One gear. So for a person who's going to make his debut, I think it's going to be a tough position for him to play. But let us hope and see what happens. It's sad that Narayan could not be in the team based on the form that he's in. Hopefully Russell is back fit and can do what he can do. I see them put Shimron Edmire in the T20 11 for the IPL, which was shocking for me. But hey, hopefully he can come with his end of IPL form where he was a finisher and he was finishing very well. So hopefully we can move from some of those positions, and we can do as best as we can and go to the semi-final.
Okay. Kims, you're minute 30.
As
You're ready to start messaging.
I know my phone. Somebody else phone. But as I see Devin say, the Steelers give a piece of headache yesterday, boy. Nah lie. But basketball start back tomorrow. Oh my God. Lakers versus Warriors. 1-0 for the Lakers, bright and early. You know, our Lakers we also claim Avery Bradley off waivers. So Avery Bradley, after the Warriors released him, the Warriors don't know if he use it. Lakers just gobble him up. You know, you guys, you know, NFL is going on. You know, we have a listen NFL podcast on Saturday. You know, it's intro. T20, Ryan, I asked a question earlier. You know, how I don't see anybody calling for Fletcher head and for Chase head, but they might call for the universe boss head. You know, I don't really understand that. Probably I can answer that on the next podcast.
Yeah, I said Fletcher should not be in the squad.
No.
But I never said Gil should not be in it.
My boss, I'm a minute to ask a rhetorical question.
I'm not a rhetorical, I'm on the program, brother.
But yeah, Alman, make sure to subscribe to the thing. Manchester United make me sad, but hey, I still my team same way. Bless up.
Demo.
All right. So first of all, I want to just use my minute 30 seconds to announce that they're just minute 30 seconds, boss. Stop interrupting me now. To announce that just as how there is an NFL podcast that's led by your Kims right over there, there will be a cricket podcast for the T20 World Cup. And obviously, who better to host it than the guru himself? So I will be hosting the cricket podcast. I have a special guest very special guest on Thursday. So the better tune in for that. Same time, same place, Sports Frenzy. And we're going to chop it up about the T20 World Cup with him. He's a West Indies international. Don't worry. So look forward to that. I know a lot of people are making a lot of headways about the warm-up game the West Indies play today and how Gale play 30 ball, feeding in runs, and like it's a warm-up game and relax. We just want to say Obed Makar did fit, he did excellently, make sure everybody Gale get 30 ball for face. And I have to say, I'm changing my predictions. I know that I said West Indies are favorites of the World Cup, boss. I still think we're favorites, but I'm just toning it down a bit.
Yes, a
Zine?
Pakistan.
No. You see, the thing is, I know that the UAE, the pitches are different and we're not really used to it, but it is very hot over there right now. Very hot. Like, me, I watch a game them today, and the players them look like every second them have to go drink some water and so. I don't know how we'll cope with it. And I think the guys who are used to the conditions, especially Pakistan, I think those guys and the Indians of this world who used
Ishan
to playing
Kishan.
who's used to playing over there in those conditions, I think those guys are going to be, up there as well. I still think that we're favorites, but I may tone it down a bit. Zine? All right. So big up on yourself, subscribe to the thing, and look out for the podcast on Thursday. We'll chop it up with our West Indies. Great. Yeah.
Kems, the good
Yo.
thing that you mentioned about NFL, I don't mind you guys losing them because that's money in the bank for Sports Frenzy. So I wouldn't mind you guys lose every week, right? You give a prediction to the viewers, they can pick out whatever they want. But as for you guys who are predicting, I want you guys to lose every week. You make the predictions. But with that being said, World Cup has started, and boy, what a victory by Scotland, man. A lot of people thought that they would have lost that game, but they bowled
Jeez.
brilliantly, man. And also, Curtis Camphor, 4 wickets in 4 deliveries.
Yeah.
It was beautiful to watch, man. So,
I mean, some
World
average
Cup,
deliveries, but okay.
it still counts. Still counts because look at it. Majority of times, it's average deliveries that tend to get a lot of wickets. So,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
I,
especially in that format.
exactly. So, either way, it was a good victory for both teams. And as these guys said to you before, all of you, please tune in to the podcast and ensure that you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And there are currently 16 of you guys on the podcast. Ensure that you like the video before you leave. Just leave a one like and just keep things growing. So once again, thanks to our producer Josh Collum, makes this possible. Thanks to Demo for being here. Thanks to Kems and also Ryan and to you, the viewers and the commenters. Thanks to all of you guys. Until next time, which will be tomorrow, stay safe, peace out, enjoy the rest of your night.